Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I am Natan Brahowski, your host with the most, today on this incredible Thursday episode, and it's Thoughtful Thursdays. We're here at the Frequency of Abundance group. Join us on LinkedIn. We have a wonderful free group there. Literally type in the Frequency of Abundance, click on groups, come join us. It is a wonderful place. We have talks, we have sharings, we have a small but beautiful community. A couple hundred of us there. And there's also a paid community. It's tens of dollars a month, but it's a chance to really interconnect, to go networking, to also have some group coaching, some one-on-one times, really ways to develop yourself as well as get through any issues or problems or anything that's kind of holding you back. So I invite you to join us. Come take some time. If you don't know me, my name is Natan Brahowski, and I've been focusing on energy and being a lead energy coach for almost 30 years now. I started with Olympians, Cirque du Soleil acrobats, national sports teams from all over the world. And probably had about 15,000 people come through my hands right before COVID hit. And in that context, I wanted to see how I could transfer that and shine a brighter light on those healers, those coaches, the specialists, all of those kind of people. I wanted to play and work with other agency owners and see if we could, strategically partner and white label and co-brand and just have so much more fun being cooperative than being competitive. And there's 18 million ways, like in the offline world, online to, make your living and such. That's why when I founded us and I made us a not-for-profit, money wasn't the goal. And this is one of our wonderful initiatives that we get to give back and have these amazing talks and have people on. So if you ever wanted to get interviewed or to share your light and your love and your work and your life's mission and calling, reach out to me. I'll put my contact in the chat. Here you go. Voila. And I'll leave that on overlay so you can see that. And then if I take a look over here, you will absolutely go, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Frequency of Abundance group. Ta-da! Now, what we're going to be talking about today, so much fun, so much fun. I wanted to take a look and really, really see, how do you reflect? How are you reflecting on some of the progress and growth? So today is Thoughtful Thursday, reflections on progress and growth. And it's important that you feel that there's more than enough time for you to stop, look behind you, and see how far you've come. There's more than enough reason that it's a really good idea to reflect on your progress and your growth. We talked about progress equals happiness. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Reflect on your progress? Holy crap, you're going to feel happy. It's a pretty quick analogy, a pretty quick example. It's A, B, and then boom, there comes C. So that's where I want to play with. Let's start. Now, here, if you have any questions, hold on. Voila, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat so I can see what's going on. There we go. And we can always have that interaction, that one-on-one. I love it. If you feel some love, if you want to give a thumbs up or a high or anything you want there, pick any finger. It's okay. We'll have some fun. So let's start the party. Reflections on progress and growth. Let's do an opening reflection. I want you to think about a time when you experienced personal growth. Think about a time that you really bit off more than you could chew and then found a way to chew it. Now that was when you've experienced it. When was the last time that you truly reflected on how far you've come? When was the last time you went, oh wow, I remember having that incredible experience. That was a huge moment of personal growth for me. Wow, I've come so far since then. That'll be your opening exercise. That'll be the first opening reflection for you. Not just an event or a moment or some magical metamorphosis that happened for you, but reflecting on that. And then you get to live it twice. It's twice the impact and power. Back then and immediately again now. And it's good to have not just, an opening reflection, we want to talk about the power of reflection, why it was such a big topic in the first place. So, essentially, reflection is essential for growth. It helps us appreciate the small victories. It helps you recognize patterns, recalibrate your goals. That's why it's essential for growth. So, write down 3 wins from this week. I know we're only Thursday, and that's why it's a thoughtful Thursday. Because I'm pretty sure if you think about it, not even that hard, you're going to come up with 3 wins for this week so far, right away. And I challenge you and I invite you. Write down 3 wins from this week, no matter how small they seem. So, we've opened, reflected. We've talked about the power of reflection. Let's look at some signs of progress that you might overlook. Isn't that fun? Hidden diamonds that you didn't see. Progress isn't always loud. I'm sure you know that, but let's remind ourselves. Progress isn't always loud. Sometimes you want to discuss, even with yourself, these subtle signs, like reacting more calmly to a challenge, or feeling more confident in your decisions. Those are all huge moments of progress for you, especially if they had caused issues for you in the past. Everything on this journey is personal. You're the star of your own life movie, and nobody gets out of this life alive, so you might as well enjoy yourself while you're here. Progress is a great way to feel that enjoyment, that happiness that can only come from progress. And sometimes it's not always loud. So look for those subtle signs. When you're having those challenging moments, how are you reacting? Are you more calm? When you're making those decisions, important ones, not so important ones, is there anxiety? Are you more confident in what you're doing and how you're feeling about doing it? Making those decisions is one thing. Feeling confident, feeling happy about making those decisions, boy oh boy, that sure adds a huge, huge amount. So those might be some signs that, you're not, oh wait, I did overlook that. Yeah, that's kind of the point, that we want to make sure that you don't overlook some of those incredible signs that are right there waiting for you. Growth is sometimes, not just loud, it's often silent. And that's different than progress. This is true growth. So growth is often silent, but its impact is profound. Growth is growth. It's bigger and stronger than it was before. And so are you. So all of this quiet stuff in the background, progress isn't loud, growth is silent. Well, how am I supposed to hear it? How am I supposed to notice it? That's where we talk about the mindfulness and spending time every morning being mindful, spending time every evening being mindful, sometimes writing, sometimes just speaking into truth. Give yourself those actionable items so that you can see even more signs of progress that you might have overlooked. Let's pop in, take a moment, pop into the chat, say hi, show some love. Here, let me put in a couple little extra things. Here is the LinkedIn group, by all means. Love to see you over and join us. And this is going to be, my goodness, one of several talks left before the end of this year. We're taking a break from the 22nd to the 1st, and we will be running 2 episodes a day for you, just so that you can binge watch season 1 of the Frequency of Abundance group. And on that, and the talks and the people, I invite you to come join us so that for season 2, starting off in January, you can be a part of this community. You can bring it in and make your community, play with our community, and we play in the same sandbox. We'll have some fun. So no matter where you're coming from, if you're looking to put on one-of-a-kind events, if you're looking to host, co-host your own incredible one-on-one talks, if you're looking to just shine your light brighter, love to say hi, reach out. Here, I'll pop it into the chat, and you'll see that there. You've got my contact information and a link over to grab to our group. So, excuse me, let's get back to it. Got the Greek Mountain Tea, rocking it and keeping the throat liquid velvet smooth this morning as usual. Every day, just in case you're not familiar with the scheduling, Monday to Friday, we're looking at 10 a.m. Weekends, I let everyone sleep in a little bit more, so you can start the party at 1. Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll update and tell you what the new schedule is going to look like, if there's a new schedule, before the new year, so you'll be ready to go. Don't have to miss a single episode. Now, we've discussed an opening reflection. We've talked about not just experiencing and re-experiencing that growth moment, but reflecting on it. The power of that reflection. And why it's essential for growth. How you can appreciate those small wins, recognize patterns, recalibrate your goals. And your assignment was write down three wins already from this week, no matter how small. Take a look for some other signs of progress that you might have overlooked. We discussed that progress is not always loud and growth is often silent, and so you got to look closely. Give yourself the time and space, the relaxed, calm Zen mindfulness to really take a deep look and reflect and be honest with you. And if you can't be honest with you, who can you be honest with? It's you. You're stuck with you for at least a little while more. Let's look at growth through challenges. Like we talked about before, that, biting off more than you can chew and chewing it. These setbacks that we feel, these are planting seeds for breakthroughs. It's up to us to come and, like that seed, break through the ground and grow. It's really, really a beautiful thing when you get to step into your own. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. We want to really, look at yourself. Take a time when you've had adversity. Turn it into an opportunity for growth. When was it that something bad happened, or very unattractive and unwanted, and you're not pleased at all? And then that turned into an incredible opportunity for growth. I had a wonderful example of that with a friend of mine who's a local celebrity in his neck of the woods and what he does. And he was literally just traveling, got a little bit lost, pulled over to a store, just asked to go to the bathroom. And the shopkeeper, who had bought some of his, he makes beautiful glass pieces, had bought some of his glass before, called him out by name, recognized him from his Instagram, and yes, let him go to the bathroom, but afterwards gave him a bunch of thank you and a bunch of gifts and an order or two. So you never know what could possibly start off as a setback, but then really, really, really pop on over and become a completely different animal. And now all of a sudden, it's this huge opportunity for growth. Wouldn't have happened without that adversity. So growth through challenges. Let's look at some, I guess, more actionable wisdom. Let's cultivate growth, right? Cultivating growth. We wanted to really set ourselves up. So making sure that these are some practical tips. We've talked about journaling before, but let's prompt it. So your journaling prompt, like, what am I proud of this week? That's different than wins. Wins is like this very concrete thing that you can describe, and it's tangible. It's a win. What are you proud of this week? That could just be a feeling. I'm proud that normally when somebody baits me and I just get mad, this time I didn't. Congrats. Maybe that's a win. Okay. But either way, it's something you can be proud of. Small victories, no matter how you want to look at them, no matter what words you want to use, just celebrate them. But journal that prompt, right? Like, what am I proud of this week? Remind yourself of the value of asking for feedback and then acting on it, kind of like your doctor's orders, but then you're like not taking them, so useless. Ask for feedback to the trusted people that care about you and you succeeding. People who care about you winning. Ask them for feedback, and then because they genuinely care about you winning, you should act on it. But they may be right, they may be wrong. It's your life and you decide, but it's nice with other people looking out for you, wanting the best for you. So that's the value of asking for feedback. And then separately, the value of acting on it. Now, give yourself a growth intention every morning. Set yourself up. Today, I will focus on being patient with myself. How often are we a little impatient with ourselves? Expecting ourselves to do this, that, or the other thing, and you're like, why? What gives you the right to think that you should be that amazing at this? Did you ever? And so we start, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I just expected this to be quick and easy. Why? Whoever told you that? And that's where we sometimes need to remind ourselves, hey, be patient with yourself. You have to start with you. You have to put your mask of love and kindness on to you first before you can put it to someone else. So be loving and kind and patient with yourself. That's your growth intention. Set it for the morning. And let's look at a couple more thoughts before I let you get back to your day. And again, you can find all of these talks over in the Frequency of Abundance group. Join me over there. Go to LinkedIn. You can see the link in the chat for LinkedIn. Come join us there. Come join us in our small private community that we have as well that's separate. Come celebrate yourself and be in a happy, safe, incredible environment. We're a not-for-profit, so we do things a little differently. That's why we handpick the people that we work with or that we play with. Either way, our sandbox is more than big enough and welcoming to have someone come and join us. We'd love to see where it was that we might be able to play in the same sandbox. So let's remind ourselves that progress is personal. It's silly to compare yourself to others. It can, at worst, it's damaging, and it's not fair. Not to you, not to them, not to anything. That's not the way things work. And at best, it'll just diminish your unique journey that you're on for you. This is your movie that you're the star of. Your progress is personal. Comparing yourself to someone else, I'm not big on comparing. Everything is uniquely itself. That's why it has its own name. Otherwise, it'd be called something else, or otherwise it'd be an equal sign, right? Like this, we talked earlier, progress equals happiness. Sure, in an oversimplified way. But of course, it can't be the same word, because progress is a completely different word than happiness. Us linking it together is a wonderful mental exercise. That's where you can really reflect on that and remind yourself that it's personal. Don't compare. Be patient with yourself. Start with a mantra. I honor the steps I've taken and I embrace the path ahead. I honor the steps I've taken and I embrace the path ahead. What am I proud of this week? A lot of writing exercises this week for you. A lot of ways for you to do what the whole point of today's show is: reflections on progress and growth. This will take a little roll up your sleeves work, but the outcome is incredible. It's a deeper, better understanding of you to you, and it's a little more together. It's a little more in alignment. You are back in complete alignment and you're centered and you're grounded. So let's share your own reflection on progress. By all means, pop it into the chat. Join us in the Frequency of Abundance group over on LinkedIn or into our small paid community. Come join us anywhere that you'd like to play. If I can shine a brighter light on you and what you do and the message and the meaning and the purpose that you have to help or heal or others, it would be a blessing. That's what we're here for. So reach out to me. My contact's right there in the chat, and you can see it flashing across the screen. Going. There we go. And now, let's take a look and see while you're sharing your own reflections. I'll invite you to be brave, be bold, put it on social media. Foster your own community of growth-minded individuals. There's some call to actions there. And we talked about how progress is personal. We're not comparing ourselves. We're being patient with ourselves. We're asking those that care about us for feedback. We're acting on it. What am I proud of this week is a great prompt for you. And we'll look at, cultivating growth, because growth is going to go through challenges, which we're all going to face. We talked about how progress isn't loud and where you need to pay attention and be mindful. Where you want to write down 3 wins from today. Yes, eventually you'll do 3 wins from last hour. It's not a big exercise. It's not hard, but let's start flexing that muscle and build it a bit before we expect it to uproot trees, right? So before you start doing it in the next minute, let's do it for the week so far. And I want to make sure that we go all the way through that, right? So that you're highlighting that reflection is going to be essential for growth moving forward. You have to set time for it. You got to appreciate those small victories. You got to recognize patterns. You need to look at those. You need to set time and energy, distraction blocking techniques aside to make sure that you can do that. Next time I ask you, when was the last time you truly reflected on how far you've come? You'll be able to say very recently. And that'll be such a blessing, because this too would be an experience of personal growth for you. So I invite you to take a look and give us a shout. Look at, if you're listening, if you're feeling stuck, remember, growth isn't linear. You got to keep showing up for yourself before anyone else. Before you show up for anyone else, before anyone else shows up for you. So we're going to go through some more areas, areas where we can absolutely feel that journey, that joy. And remember, hearing your stories fuels my journey too. So I invite you to reach out, DM me, tag me, tell me one amazing thing you've accomplished this year, and I'd love to share back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking some time and joining us today. I am Natan Verhofsky, your host with the most, and we are available every single day up until this Sunday. It's going to be so sad, so beautiful. So today was Thoughtful Thursday, reflections on progress and growth. Tomorrow is going to be Fearless Friday, taking the leap, courage in action. And we're going to end this year off on Saturday with Successful Saturday, turning challenges into triumphs. That's going to be a beautiful way to really give you those thoughts and reflections. So tune in, bring a friend or seven, have some fun, poke that little like button, say hi, join us in our community. Act out, act up. Be loud, be proud, be you. You've got these weird things on your fingers that are called fingerprints, and somehow nobody else has ever had the same ones or ever will. So you're kind of forced to be unique. You're choosing to not. Your biology, your physiology, by definition, you're forced to be unique. Not an ant, not a part of that colony, even though we all need to be part of a beautiful collective and we can't live alone. We are a beautiful facet to that diamond, and we need to shine on our own. So give yourself permission, be kind, be gentle, be patient with you, and we will see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.